If you've been in education for a while, you probably have some ideas about kids and teaching and resources and pedagogy and administrators and colleagues and the school in general. Well, if you're going to share those ideas, or if you're going to base decisions on them, how do you know you fully understand what you're talking about, and can you defend it? For help with this, we're going to turn to AI. I'm going to show you 4 simple ways to fully understand topics and help you to defend them. Let's get started. All right, the first strategy and the simplest is simply this. We're going to either paste in or upload your discussion, your thoughts and your ideas and why you hold them, and we're going to ask the AI to review it to find hidden weaknesses or areas where someone might disagree. And I will tell you honestly, full disclosure, I do this regularly. Anytime I've got a position paper, a policy paper, a blog post, whatever it is that I'm producing, before I send it out to the world, I ask AI, find the weaknesses, stress test my ideas, and help me to make them stronger. So we take this prompt, we turn it over to AI, and you see I've uploaded there, and then AI is going to review it and tell me, here are some areas that are a bit weak and need fixing. And importantly, here's why. So I get 2 things out of this. First, I can pre-plan and pre-strategize for what somebody might say, but also to make sure that I have fully and accurately discussed the topic. Basically, do I know what I'm talking about, right? That's what this is doing here. All right, so principal weaknesses, areas of disagreement, and it's going to go through a handful from there. And let me just bop down, bottom line, and where is it? Revisions to make. What can I think about and do and say, communicate, in order to make my ideas stronger and more defensible? So that's number 1. Now, number 2 is actually kind of an unknown way, less well-known way to use AI. Basically, serve as a devil's advocate. Now, a devil's advocate isn't someone who disagrees. A devil's advocate is someone who points out weaknesses and gaps in thinking to help you have a better idea, a stronger understanding of what you're saying, and you're better able to defend it. That's the role of a devil's advocate. Where is your belief weak, and how can you strengthen it? All right, so here's my belief statement up here. You would put in whatever you need, and then we're going to ask the AI, convince me I'm wrong, by playing the role of a devil's advocate with one counter argument and question one at a time. And it will do that, and it's basically, I'm going to, as soon as I can find it, here we go. It's going to give me a counter argument and a question related to it and ask me that question. Would you distinguish between this and that, and so forth? All right. And then, in the way of discussion, I put in my response, and it comes back with, following my response, what about this? What about that? Have you thought about that? Here's another way to think, right? So it's going to give me that back and forth discussion. Now, I think this is an essential process for anybody in education, but frankly, it's probably not something you want to do with your colleagues, right? Because of the nature of the relationship that you have with them, and probably not your administrators either. But you need to be able to test your ideas and get that back and forth discussion. And that's what this does. All right. So it's going to go through. I can put in my responses there. It's going to follow up on that. And till finally I say, we're done. And it's the ChatGPT says, understood. All right. So that is a great way to have that necessary dialogue to help you think kind of out loud about what you're saying and why you're saying it. All right, so that's number 2. I will note All of these prompts are going to be over on our website. I'll set up a blog page. Make sure you check out the pinned link down in the comments, and you'll have a link straight to it, so you can just go get them all from there. Now, strategy 3, basically we're kind of getting a bit more sophisticated with the AI, but at the same time a bit simpler for us, which is great. We're passing some of the heavy mental work off to the AI. All right, so you're going to add your statement here, okay? Students should not use AI for assignments. It will limit their ability to learn the content. All right, and we're going to ask the AI to provide research or arguments to support it. Let's start with why it might be true. And if somebody says, why do you think that? You're going to get some really great talking points and evidence to support your ideas. So there it is there, and it's going to tell me information that supports my idea. But this is only one part of the process, because we have to look at the other side also. So going on and on and on, and some references, that's lovely. All right, then for the second part of this process, again, play the role of the devil's advocate, but now just give me different counter arguments from different perspectives. What are the ways that people are going to pick it apart, basically? And it will do that for me. Okay. And on and on. Now, at this point, I've got two options. Either I can provide the discussion or the response to counter one of those counter arguments, or I can just simply ask the AI for each of these objections, counter them, right? So if I want to do the first one, I can just simply provide my own, here's why I think you're wrong and why I think I'm right. Or AI, if you were me, how would you counter each of these counter arguments? What would you say in defense? So I chose A for this one, step A, which I will find eventually. All right, so there it is. There's my response. And this substantially strengthens your position. And why? And here's the important bit. With that new discussion, with that new thinking and new idea and understanding, I've got a better way to express my ideas. All right? But that also means I've got a devil's advocate response. And I can go through this as many times as I want until basically I win. Or I change my mind, right? And both of those are important and valid. All right. Somebody might still say this, and I can then come back with this. All right. Great, great, great. Now, we could just turn the whole thing over to AI. All of it. But first, look at the whole argument, everything that's been said for and against. Give me a full summary of the discussion, which I'll show you in a moment. But I'm going to follow this up with something very simple, which is, you see how long it goes? It's just going and 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 going. All right, here we go. Great. Don't have time for it. Give me the TLDR, the too long didn't read version, right? Because this is what I'm actually going to use in practice. And that's number 3. Number 4, which I'm not going to run, I'll just show it to you very quickly. You can go to follow the link, go to the website, go get it. We basically ask AI to do the whole process by itself. And it's pretty good at that. You will analyze the following question and a multi-stage process. So first is, here's my question, right? Here's the thing I'm asking about. And then we want it to first give me a well-researched support. Then follow that up with an adversarial critique. Give me the support and then pick at it yourself at what you just said. Criticize your own work. 3 is then look at the same question from multiple perspectives. Don't give me just the safe, common, top of the bell curve answer. Give me more perspectives and more ideas around that topic. Give me a review of the evidence for each of those perspectives, the evidence and the limitations. Synthesize it, the whole thing now. And you see, this is like all the different strategies that we've done, but all together. So give me the full summary and finally follow up with anything that still needs to be discovered and some guidelines, some constraints about how AI should respond. Especially, don't give me a single definitive conclusion if multiple explanations remain plausible. Basically, we're jailbreaking the way that the system normally works, which is just give you the safe answer, give me the whole thing. So there you go. 4 ways to use AI to help defend and strengthen your ideas. I hope you found this useful. Take care.